Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. If you're not working, and if you are working, I hope it's still a good weekend. Anyway, today we're going to be working on a kerosene torpedo heater. I haven't done a service on this yet. I've had this thing for about 7 years. It's never given me any trouble except for last year and this year, which I don't believe is the kerosene heater's fault. I believe it was my fault for leaving fuel in the tank that you're not supposed to do. I'm pretty sure that the instructions clearly state not to do that, but I did it anyway. I mean, it still worked. It just had a little bit of rough starting pattern in the beginning of the year. That's neither here nor there. So I guess we're just going to get right to it. This could be a long video, so if it does, just scroll through the interesting stuff you need. Where was I going to go with this? Hopefully my battery pack and my memory card will last me long enough. So let's move you guys over here. We'll get you... you know what? Let's lower you guys down so you guys can get the... There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. Right about like that. Let's see if we can get you guys in there. And we'll probably zoom you in a little bit just so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay. So, first things first. I guess these... I'm going to show you first. This is the hockey puck. We have one hockey puck. And we have chiclets. No, that's not what they're called. That's what I'm going to call them. So we have chiclets and hockey puck. Okay, so I guess what happens in a lot of these is they shatter. Now this is the original one. It didn't shatter. This really hadn't had any problems except for the starting of last year and this year. And like I said, I believe that was my fault. I don't think it was the fault of this. I've never done a service on this. I finally did a service on it, and it's really, the tank is clean, the filter was clean, the electrode seems to be clean, and so does the main jet in this. So I really don't think it was the fault of the heater, but since I've got it all apart, I might as well do a full service on it. So when you replace these, make sure this thing is clean. I mean, it has to really be clean. And why I'm saying that is these things basically self-destruct. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a little bit of wear right here. I'll try to get that up close. I'm at an angle, so I can't really tell if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, there you go. There's the wear. There's wear there, and there's wear on this side. Now, this probably is broken. It's probably not wore out. But I figured since it's 7 years old, I've never really done anything to it. I might as well replace a new one. But these things shatter. I don't know what happens, why they shatter. I don't know if this little cog thing here sometimes, I guess, breaks. Or I'm assuming, and this is just an assumption, that a theory that when these things wear enough, either the chiclets come out too far and they somehow bind or chatter. Maybe they get like some type of harmonic chatter in there and these break off and shatter. I don't know. But as these wear, they leave deposits inside here. And they also leave deposits on this face plate here. And you need to make sure that's all clear. Pretty much what you're seeing here is all the machining marks from the factory. Not the smoothest thing where you can see a little bit of where the old wheel kind of ran a little bit. And so that was that. Now I had cleaned this. I finally dug into it, found that was dirty, so I cleaned that. That's a new one. But what I hadn't done was replace what they call the lint filter. And you have two filters. You have this one that's on the outside, and then you have this little guy that's on the inside. And I've never replaced this. They say to replace this every year, and I believe it. I've never done that on this. This could also be part of what was going on. Now the filter, I'm going to show you guys here. This is the cover for it, and this little guy goes over here, like so. So the inlet filter is on this side, the outlet filter is on this side. So what happens, air goes in, obviously, sucked in by the impeller, and then you come in here, and the air goes in here and comes out here. Now this is after 7 years. You can see how the rest of it's not as dark as that spot. That's the concentrated area where the air comes out. And I'll show you the rest of that when I get this thing together. I'm trying to get this thing apart. And you can kind of see that's 7 years of not me changing that. That could have been part of the problem of why it wasn't starting real well. It did start after it would start and run. It was fine for the rest of the year, but that's with that. Now we got it clean. Got both panels clean. Got the new hockey puck. Got the new chiclets. I'm gonna put this. Oh, this is also a Pinnacle pump. In case any of you guys are wondering, this is a Pinnacle pump. I don't think Pinnacle Corporation's in business anymore, so I went and actually bought a new kerosene heater, not because I really needed it, but I figured this was 7 years old. Pinnacle's not in business anymore, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get parts for it. You can get parts, but who knows for how long. I know there's a lot of similarities between a lot of these kerosene heaters. Pinnacle, and I think so this is a heat stream, so I think like heat stream, I think Master and possibly Remington, don't quote me on that, you might use the same pump. I say might. I haven't researched that. I'm only going by what I'm hearing. Okay, so the hockey puck and the chiclets came from torpedoheat.com, and I'm giving you guys, hopefully that's in there nice and clear, torpedoheat.com. And that's where I got the hockey puck and the chiclets. That was like 19 bucks. If you get these from replacementparts.com, that's like $52, which I think is absolutely insane. So the filter kit I got from replacementparts.com, and I think it was $17. I think it was $11, $11 and maybe 17 with shipping and all that. So what we're going to do is put the hockey puck in exactly, excuse me, as the old one. So the old one came out with this part here. This, am I getting that right there? That part there facing the block of the motor. So the new one has the same insert, so that's how we're going to put that in. And I'm debating how we're going to put the chiclets in here. Let's get this in here. I don't think well, I might be able to. I might be able to put the chiclets in as we... And if you notice here, it's not all the way, it's not perfect. It's actually a lot closer up here, and I've already measured this. It has to be, oh man, don't quote me, you'll have to look that up. It's, I think, 2 to 4 thousandths clearance in between the hockey puck and the outer ring, not with the outer ring, but the inside of it right in here. You take your feeler gauge. I've already checked that, but I don't remember. The factory setting, I think, was 2 thousandths, 2 to 4 thousandths, I think, is a clearance. Don't quote me on that. Make sure if you're going to do this, look it up. I already double checked this, so it's not binding. It does have enough clearance through there. It's pretty tight in there. Also, one of the things when you replace these, it should not protrude out past this ring. And it doesn't. It needs to be, I won't even say flush, it needs to be back behind the plate. It looks like, I don't know, a couple thousandths, or it is absolutely flush. But I'll demonstrate that here in a minute. So you have your chiclet here, and you kind of see they have a rounded, sorry about that, they kind of have a rounded edge on both sides. Sorry about that. Okay, so when you put these puppies in, that's the side, one of these two sides is what has to face the mating surface here. So let's see if we can go in here. Now the chiclet should not stick out past this ring here. Let me see, let me zoom you guys in. I don't know, let's zoom you guys in. Okay, the chiclet should not protrude past this hockey puck here. Yes, I know that's not the real names for these things. See how it goes up, it falls in there? So that should not protrude past this. If it sticks out past this, it's not right. Okay, we'll go again. Chiclet, smooth side. You know, you get your flat sides here, and then you have your rounded sides right there. And one of the rounded sides has to go here. Once again, make sure they cannot protrude past this. If they stick out past that, that means when you go to put this on, this cover plate here, that's not the name for that either, whatever, it's going to bind on that, and it's not. That's not it. It's not how it's supposed to go. So we got 2 more chiclets to put in, and if I put these things in wrong, I'll have to back them up here. Sorry, I zoomed in on the camera, so I have to be careful on how I do that. Okay, chiclet again. Alrighty. Also, when you clean these surfaces, I wouldn't use gasoline. I used kerosene, which took the residue off. Like I said, there was some. I'm going to double check and make sure. Did I get that? Or why is that one so flat? That one's like really, really flat. That's weird. All the ones are kind of rounded, and this one's kind of flat. Oh well. I don't know. Okay, none of them protrude past that. I'll see if you can see how they fall into the little slots, and then they come back out. Whoop, and they fall down there. I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm not supposed to also rotate that as I'm doing that. So we'll stop that right there. All of them are flush. One of the things I was going to show you guys, and I don't know if I can, well, like I said, just make sure, you can actually take like a piece of cardboard or something to go over the surface and make sure it doesn't bind on anything here. It should not catch the hockey puck. It should not catch the chiclets. It has to be flush, and I should have had a straight edge out here ready to demonstrate that, but I did not. Okay, so hockey pucks are in. Hockey puck is in. This white piece here faces the motor. We have the chiclets in, and now we're going to put our cover plate here on. Oh, and that's something else I did. When I cleaned this also, I also made sure that the exhaust and inlet holes here were clean, because it does leave a little bit of that I guess it's a graphite. It leaves a little bit of that graphite residue. I also had, oh, and that's something else I wanted to show you guys. When you put this together, hockey puck has to cover both holes. I'm going to try to show you guys how to test that. Now, I'm not a professional at this. I've been watching some videos, so hopefully I've learned the right stuff that I'm showing you guys. But hockey puck has to cover both holes. I don't know if I can demonstrate that. And why is so? If you can see that one, that hole is open. This hole is closed. That hole is open. This hole is closed. So when it spins back around, this hole is open. I don't know if I can demonstrate that enough. Anyway, bottom line is one hole has to be open, one hole has to be closed at all times. Sorry, the camera's back there. So we'll see if we can get that, and I'll show you, at least I hope I show you, on how to make sure that's doing that. Okay, clean. There's no gasket here. That's kind of blows me away. And we just put this puppy back on here. You got your air port here. So you want to make sure that's facing the right direction, because this will only go on one way. And let's get our screws in here. Let's see, where the heck are they? Oh, here's one here. And I'll try to show you this. Like I said, this could very easily turn into a 2-part video. I don't know if I have that much memory on my card. I realize I'm taking a lot of time to explain this stuff. I might back you guys up a little bit now that we got all that. Okay, so that's those 4 holes there. And where's the other 2? Here? No. Where's the other 2? That's interesting. Is there only 4? The heck did I get the extras from? Because I had the screws for the plates, so that's what I'm having. And that's the air inlets. No, air inlet's up there, so okay, never mind. So no, it is... Okay, there we go. That's what I thought. Okay, when you tighten these guys up, also you don't want to over tighten them. You want them snug, but you don't want to really reef the snot out of them. Now, and I'm going to leave them kind of loose, so hopefully I can demonstrate what that one guy was talking about. It seems like they should center themselves, so I don't know. One company, looks like it was a manufacturer, these guys said what you do is you pull up and to the left But this won't go anywhere. I mean, it's, let me make sure they're all loose. Hang on. So you know I'm not talking a bunch of crap here. I mean, it moves a little bit, but I guess he said up and to the left. So let's see. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. Okay, so the hockey puck is in there. And I'm using a sharp awl here, an owl. Except I'm saying that wrong. So it shouldn't go. Oh yeah, see, it doesn't go through. It doesn't go in, and neither does that. So maybe that was an older model that guy was talking about. Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, it's not going inside there. It's going right up against the hockey puck. So I think that one that I saw in that video, that might be an older model that you had to do that with. I'm gonna do something here just to make sure. Just so we can see here. Well, you guys won't be able to see. But oh yeah, nope, it is. And then, like I said before, one hole is open. Like right now, where'd it go? That hole is open. Oops, sorry. That hole is open and that hole is closed. Now let me go this way. Same thing. Now this hole is open and that one's closed. So it does work that way. Cool. So with that, we will start the snugging process. Let's see if we can here. And you kind of want to do like you would a car tire, although I'm probably not doing. I'm just barely snugging them up right now because I want to also test something too before we go that route. And you drop the flashlight. That always helps a lot. Okay, we want to make sure it's not binding. And I can hear the chiclets doing their job. That's funny. I can hear them. Can you guys hear that? That click, 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 click. That's the chiclets bouncing back and forth, doing their thing. Okay, so. Uh-oh, I broke my flashlight. Are you serious? I broke it. Uh-oh, I hear something rattling in there. I broke it. Do you believe that? I broke my Harbor Freight flashlight. You saw it right here, and I love. Oh, never mind. Made a liar out of me. It didn't break, which is good. Anyway, so I'll go in here and check and make sure. Yep, everything's covered. Looks good. Now I've got it snugged, but I don't have them really tight. And you don't want to. I want to use a inch torque wrench on these. I don't have any specs for this, so we're gonna tighten a little bit here. Go across here, and I'm just barely snugging these little guys right now. I want to make sure that when I do this they don't bind on the chiclets. No binding. They do make a lot of noise. No binding. Okay, so where did I end before? Did I go here? So we'll go opposite. Kind of go in a pattern here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I mean, my hand's in the way. Oops. Check for bindage. No bindage. Like that. I'm gonna pull you guys back here and maybe you can see that. So we're gonna go here. Okay, I'm going a little bit tighter now. I'm not gonna go too tight since I am using a wrench. We want them snug, but we don't want to reef the crap out of them. And so far so good. Yeah, okay, so we'll do one last final quick snug here. I wish I had some specs for this. I'd use my inch torque wrench, inch-pound torque wrench on this to make sure that they're all snugged up evenly. Of course, I'm sure maybe they don't do that in the factory either. I don't know. I don't know if they do it by hand, or that might be what causes some of this problem. I don't know. But it would sure be nice to have some torque specs for this part. No bindage. You can hear the torque. You can hear the. Okay, I'm not going to tighten these anymore. They're pretty well snug. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, it's getting pretty. I think we're going to leave it right about there. Okay. Okay, you hear them clicking. Now we have the new filter. Now that was the easy part. This is kind of the part I'm a little bit wondering about. So this is going to go here. I'm going to bring you guys in here a little bit. Okay, so, and also the gasket part goes up against this surface right here. Okay, so we're going to go up there. Now, before you put this on, see this cute little screen right here? This cute little guy, sorry about that. That cute little guy, that little guy goes in that little square right there. Now this is the old one, I think. So I should have a new one in here, and there's the new one. That's also equally important. This puppy is clean. You see how you can kind of see through that? I bet you can't do that with the old one. Let's see if the old one does. Oh, see that little mark right there, little dark mark? That's from 7 years, so that's my fault. See how you can't really see as much as you can that one. Old one on the floor, new one in the hole. I'll kind of gently put that in there carefully. Make sure that we zoom you guys in so you can really see that. Of course, it's going to be kind of off to the corner here, so sorry about that. Make sure we have that little screen job in there. You guys see that? Bring you over a little bit. Okay. Make sure that puppy's in there. Okay. We're going to back you guys out a little bit. Now, we should be ready for the new screen here. And I'm trying to figure out exactly how this is going to work. Oh, never mind. What am I talking about here? So, we go like this. This is the cover part here. Now this is the side that sticks out. This is where the air pressure gauge goes. This is your adjustment. This will be your filter side. So we have our filter in here. Remember, the gasket has to face here. So I'm going to get this in the camera. So we're going to make sure the gasket faces the outside. Be like that. Hopefully I'm demonstrating this decent enough. Gasket needs to be facing towards this mating surface right here. Put a little screws in. Now with this plastic cover, you also want to be careful because you don't want to tighten this puppy down too tight or you will break it. And I'm a little bit confused here. That's how that went, but this is interesting. Make sure we get the screws all in here. Okay, screws are all in. On the underside we have the filter with the gasket facing out. I just want to see something before I go putting this puppy in here. No, that's how that worked. I think, yeah. That's interesting. Okay, so put our little cover on here. Very, very carefully. Oh, I know what's going on. That filter should go inside of the cover. So hopefully that will do that. I'm sorry for the extra long video. Oh yeah, I see the filter starting to go inside there. That's what it's supposed to do. Okay, cool. Now this is where a inch-pound torque wrench would come in really handy because you don't want to tighten these too tight or you're going to break that gasket. Okay, something's not right here. Oh, never mind. I guess it is. It's getting there. There's a gap right there. That can't be. Shoot, I wish I would have. It's sealed on this side, but there's a slight air gap in here, and that doesn't make any sense. Even if you stuff that filter in there, is that going to block that? Huh. That's interesting. I mean, and the rubber gasket is here, and there's no gasket over here, so I guess you really couldn't do it that. That is really weird. I wish I would have, oh no, it's not. I see it now, okay. I'll try to show you guys that when you put this together. I'll take the camera apart. Nope, yeah, that is how it has to go. That is really weird. But it makes sense now. So I'll show you guys that here in just a second. And then we'll put the filter in. I gotta be careful. I do not want to break that plastic. Oh, matter of fact, we'll try to tighten that like you would. Oh, that one's gonna take there. Okay. Oh, that's plenty tight enough. I'm not gonna go anymore. Okay, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here, but the filter must make up the difference. So let me show you guys what we got going on here. So I want to show you guys all the details about this. Okay, so you got the cover on. You have your gasket here, right? But there's no gasket over here. And oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you guys can see that gap. A little bit of a gap in there. And you can also see daylight around this underside here. I don't know if I can get in there enough to show you guys. So it looks like, because if you were to squeeze this all the way up here, you would have, oops, sorry, you'd have this 1/8 inch difference, and that's about it. There's like a 1/8 inch gap here where the gasket is, and there's also a 1/8 inch, you know, opening, a gap here. Now, you know, I don't know. And like I said, I don't want to squeeze that too tight and crack that case. So what I must be assuming is, okay, that's the old filter. Here's the new filter. New filter, not that I have to. So we kind of stuff that puppy in here like so. Like so. Oops, sorry. Sorry for the wiggy wonka camera shots there. Okay, there it is. So somehow that filter must protrude past this enough to like block. I can see the filter. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see the filter now. Oops, sorry. Fill in that space. So I guess that's by design, I hope. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. That's interesting. So for any of you torpedo repair professionals, let me know if I'm in the right ballpark with that or if I'm talking out my backside. So there's that. Okay, all I was going to do is install the air pump, plug it in, and we'll see what the heck happens. It should work. Should. Key word here. Should. Sorry for the wiggly camera here. My tripod is, the threads are starting to strip out on it. Okay, so there's that. Hang on a second. And I've got the air gauge. Where? Where is the air gauge? Uh-oh. Oh, wow. What did I do with the air gauge? Oh, shoot. I can't run it if I don't have the air gauge to put back in there. You know, I love when I put stuff away where I can find it, and then I can't find it. Are you kidding me? What the heck did I do with the air gauge? That's ridiculous. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. Are you serious? I might have to stop the video. I can't find my air gauge. You know, one of the most important parts of the whole repair here, or service. You gotta be kidding me. That's nuts. Where the heck is it? Sorry about that, guys. There we go. I love when I put stuff back where it's supposed to be. Okay, so there's the air gauge. You tighten these in by hand. You don't over tighten them too much. So over here we have the, let's bring you guys around. We have the threaded port here. Put a little guy in here. And you want to be careful not to, also, once again, not to tighten that too tight. So, I don't know if I'm going to get one more, yeah, right about there. Let me double check, make sure that's even, and it is. Okay. Okay, It's ready to go. It's not binding. Plug it in and turn it on for a quick second. We're ready. Okay, so, oh wait a minute, hang on. You got to make sure you hook your airline back up, and I'll show you how that goes too. Okay, we've got the airline back up. Everything should be ready. We got all the parts. Let me grab the extension cord and see what the heck happens. Here we go. Alright. Get the safety glasses. You never know. What I'm gonna do is I'm take the, okay, to make sure that's off. Do one last double check before we pump. Okay, so we're going to do this. Uh-oh, my camera's flashing. Does that mean I ran out of memory? Or did I hit the camera? No, we're still in the record cycle. Sorry guys for the wiggly camera and all that stuff. I really wasn't too prepared. So let's go here. Okay. Should be about 4 psi. Thermostat is all the way down. Let me make sure I've got this thing away from everything enough to where I don't cause any explosions or catch anything on fire. Get these things out of the way. I'm only going to run it for a split second. So, well, it'll be more than a split second, but you know what I mean. So, before I fire this up, here's the electrode. I took that out, cleaned that out. I had the I took this back cover off here and checked the jet, cleaned everything. There was a little bit of soot on the electrode, and a little bit of soot on the jet, the main jet, but nothing to cause that much problems. So I think, like I said, I think it was just I left fuel in it over the winter, and that's what caused the problem. So let's see. So we got on, we have power. Okay, and I want to back you guys up here because I want to make sure we have 4 pounds of pressure here. Let's see what we got going on. Will it be successful? Let's find out. Okay, as you can see, it's buzzing. Man, that pump is a lot quieter. There we go. That's all I got. Thank you guys for hanging out with me to do that. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm not recommending this is how you do this. This is just, I've watched some videos. No, I'm not a pro. I try to do it to the best of my knowledge. I do have some mechanical background. If you're not sure about doing this, take it in, or, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But if you're going to do it, be careful, please. I'm going to stall here because I'm trying to find this pump is a lot quieter. That's one thing I wanted to mention to you guys. I'll show you something here. Okay, 7 years old. It never really gave me any problems. Like I told you guys, it was hard starting last year and this year. I did get it running. I have been using it. But this pump has been really, really noisy. And I don't remember if it was that noisy when it was brand new, but it is extremely noisy. So I figured with it being 7 years old, I would get a new one. The reason for that is because that's 7 years old. I wasn't sure if I could still get parts for it because Pinnacle Corporation I don't think is around anymore. Dynaglow, all that stuff, they've been around forever and probably get parts for them. Plus the pump on the orange one was really, really noisy. The new one is quiet. Now that I've replaced this pump, it's quiet. Oops. So I'll either keep this for a spare or I'll wind up selling it. I don't know. Excuse me. They seem to last for a long time, so I might just wind up keeping that. And I don't know. I might sell it. You know, at least if I sell it to somebody, it's going to probably last another 7 years because it's all got new parts. It's never really given me any problems, except for that last year and year, which I think is my fault. I've already mentioned that. So that's all I got. There it is. It works. I'm probably going to run the rest of the fuel out of it. If I'm going to store it, or if I'm going to sell it, I don't leave that fuel on. But it starts right up, runs good. Fuel pressure is about the same. That's all I got. Sorry it was a long video. Hopefully you guys has helped any of you guys out there, or gals, whoever's rebuilding or servicing or whatever. I think this is going to last me another 7 years, as long as like the PC board doesn't go out in it or something. Anyway, with that, take care. Thanks a lot. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And hopefully this has helped you out. Sorry it's a long video. Catch you guys later. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.